Welcome back. You're watching Virginia This Morning live right here on CBS 6. Beef ribs, steak, hamburger. Millions of Americans enjoy this as a source of protein. Bill recently caught up with a cattle rancher and chef who answers the question, where's the beef?
Beef is a staple on tables across the United States. Did you know that cattle farmers are producing more high-quality beef than ever before? Here to share why beef is such a sustainable choice of protein is rancher Jim Strickland, along with award-winning chef Hugh, and they join us by satellite this morning from Florida. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
A nice setting there in Florida, out on the ranch, and we're going to talk for a second with Jim, but I want to start with Hugh. Hugh, folks know you, and they've seen you on TV. You've won. If I listed all the awards you've won, that'd be all we'd get done today. But I want to point out that you were on Top Chef a couple of times, and you did so well, they asked you back to be a judge. It's one thing to be on the competition, it's another to judge it, and I think that tells pretty much all we need to know about you, sir. Congratulations on all of that.
Well, thank you.
All right, let's going to get over to Jim. Your family's been in the cattle business since right after the Civil War in Florida. I imagine things have changed a lot. You took over for your dad when he passed in the 60s, and you had a kind of a passion not only for cattle, but for the environment as well, and it's made a big difference in the way you operate, hasn't it?
It has made a big difference in the way we operated in the past. We learn, and the great thing about cattle ranches, not only in Florida, but across the United States, is that we know that we have to tell the right story, where the chef, that he tells his story about these great dishes that he prepares. We want to be able to provide just as good a story on where your products come from and how we take care of not only those animals, but how we take care of Mother Earth, how we take care of our land, how we take care of the water. Water's life, whether it's in Florida or it's in Maine, that we really can provide some filtration systems, we can provide water storage, we can provide wildlife corridors, endangered species habitat. And right now, a lot of people are looking at carbon. So we're looking at capturing carbon on our ranches, our timberlands across Florida, and across the nation. We're right at the precipice, if you will, about talking a lot about climate change, sea level rise, those type of things. The ranches of the United States look to be a lot of the answers that we're going to be able to provide as we go forward into the future, keeping that sustainable story.
You know, Hugh, both of my sons raise beef cattle, and I'm hoping they're going to get to watch this and learn something from you, because obviously you're one of the best there is at this. And you back up right to a state park, and you worry about that environment there as well as your cattle.
Yes, sir, we do. And by the way, this ranch is not unlike all the ranches across Florida. If they're doing a good job, we're not really special. From here to California, there's a tremendous amount of great ranches across this United States, and we're really proud of that. But we're also proud that the United States beef industry is #1 in sustainability. You know, coming back to that sustainable story, but the ranchers of the United States are not stopping at being #1. We are continually using science and research and data, quantifying the analysis to see how we can do things better, because we want to do things better. We right now control a lot of the green space that are going to be the answers as we go into these climate conversations.
All right, Hugh, let's get to you real quick, because once we've raised all that great beef, we're going to have dinner. So tell us what you think about having that quality food made right here in the USA.
You know, there's nothing better than grilling beautiful beef like this. And this dish I made is a tri-tip. So that's the lower part of the sirloin. And it's a beautiful cut that's kind of unheralded. But I want to shout it from the rooftops because it's a great cut of beef. Simply grilled with an Italian salsa rosa and some romaine lettuce that we've also grilled. It's a great sort of late spring summery dish. This one's more identifiable as the classic beef tenderloin. This is served with the bounty of Florida right now, which is beautiful herbs, basil and parsley, and then tomatoes and cut white sweet corn, shaved onions, and just really great, simple recipes.
You know, both of you guys are obviously in the same business, kinda, one at the beginning and one at the end, and it all goes together to make probably some of the best food in the world right here in the United States, and done with the environment in mind. I want to thank you both for spending a little time with us. Hugh, I wish I could reach through the TV and grab that steak there, but keep up the good work, and thank you both. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, it was great talking with you. For more information, we'll post a link on our show website by early this afternoon at WTVR.com/VTM.
Well, Mr. Bevins, even though that steak looked delicious, do you have a favorite outside of just traditional steak?
Yeah, and you mentioned it right at the beginning too, beef ribs. Oh, man. Tender beef ribs, there's nothing like it. Of course, I like, you know, all steak and things like that. I don't, like a lot of folks, I don't eat as much red meat as I used to. So it's become a real treat for us to have that, and something kind of special around it. And, you know, the thing that shocked me about this whole interview was looking at cows under palm trees. It just kind of blew my mind. It's like, and he has thousands of acres in Florida, and he's been awarded lots of awards for his, you know, protection of the environment. And, you know, these people are the people that keep our land, and they're great conservators too. So I was really impressed with both of those guys.
It's an very interesting conversation for sure. And there's a lot of conversation around the carbon footprint of cattle farming. And so it is interesting to know that they are paying attention to that and looking at best practices. And but yeah, the cows under the palm trees is not the typical vision that you have for cattle farming, is it?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a second career for me. I could wear my cowboy hat 5 days a week and be on the beach the other 2. Probably not.
Just, yeah, you know, maybe if you play your cards right. I do, you know, at least when you get down there, maybe you could answer the question. During one of the breaks, Tori, our show producer, of course, looked up, can pigs sneeze?
Yes.
And I don't know that we've gotten a definitive on this yet. So friends joining us this morning, if anybody knows for sure, I think what I found is that they can, but if they do, it might be a sign of like, it's not good when they're sneezing routinely.
Okay.
So
Okay.
at least you could answer that when you get down to the cattle farm.
Okay. I don't know if cows sneeze either, but I'm guessing they do. We're such an educational show. And there's more Virginia This Morning coming up after a quick sneeze. Quick break.